Good evening. Welcome to Investigator News. I'm back in the studio. Boy, I'm glad. Oh boy. So we got banned due to me and William and my brother. A show we did, I want to say 5, 6 months ago. They're searching through my videos and they're finding anything they can to take my channel down. So I don't know what to say. Truth and news. All right, so boy, folks, we have got boy. I'm glad to be here, and happy birthday to Karen. If, throw in the chat, happy birthday to Karen. Um, she needs it. She definitely needs the happy birthdays. I don't know if she knows we're here, but we're gonna go on with it. So, um, I got boy. I'm trying to load everything up right here, right. All right, um so we got a tropical storm down here and it's warm and now hurricane season, they expect 14 hurricanes. El Nino is 9 to 10 and so we're looking at approximately 14 major hurricanes that will hit the uh in between the Gulf Coast and the eastern coast. And so, what I want to play this for you guys, and it'll kind of give you the El Nino thing. Oh, but Carrot's probably lost, but she'll get
Well, we
here.
have a
Here
soggy
we go.
weekend coming up for the Sunshine State, courtesy of Tropical Depression 2. There it is right now in the eastern Gulf of Mexico. Now, could this become a tropical storm? Perhaps. But notice the direction. It is going away from the coast. However, the moisture is not. And that's why this weekend we're going to continue to see rain and rain heavy at times, also with some gusty winds. So it is going to be a wet weekend across Florida, and flooding will be a concern. So there's a look at the rainfall that we're expecting, especially through Saturday, where we could see upwards of an inch, even more, as we go through the weekend.
Okay, so oh boy, that's a good picture right there. So now the hurricane season, it usually expects 14 or more, 14 to 16 hurricanes. And what we're looking is with El Nino, 9 to 10. So what the meteorologists are saying now is that we could be looking at um, 9 to 14 hurricanes under El Nino year. So, and they said about 7 to 9 will become catastrophic. So, be careful in Florida. And a lot of them now are around the, they're up in the, um, oh boy, I'm a loss for words. I'm so excited to be out back here. So, the Gulf Coast. And so they have warm weather that's moved in with El Nino and they have tropical depression. None of them have turned into a hurricane, but they can have strong winds. And you've seen what they had. You see the picture there. Uh, that they could move into anywhere from Louisiana to uh, Florida, and so they have everybody under aware. But this is hurricane season, folks. And so we're looking at hurricanes starting. And of course, we have, when hurricane season starts, we have tornado season in the midst. We have hurricane season until about July. But that doesn't mean the hurricanes aren't going to come from the hurricanes. So they have quite a few names. And so we're going to go with that. All right. So I'm going to pull this down and I'm going to go on. Boys, glad to be back. And I'm glad to be back. And if you can, wish Karen a happy birthday. Yesterday was her birthday. And Karen, boy, I got a surprise for her. You know, I wanted to send her something special. And I said, well, you might have to get a cord for it. But we decided as a family and with Investigator News that we're going to send her the iPad with a cord, and we're going to send it off within the next few days. So she'll be better equipped to be able to do the show. So I'm sending her an iPad for her birthday. A happy birthday, Karen, and we love you. She has been with us for 4 years since we started, and she's been right with me. And boy, I got to say that um, she didn't expect to be moderator, and we totally appreciate Miss Karen. Boy, I'm not seeing anybody in here, so they must not know we are on Investigator News Network. So if you are on two, it got taken for a month and a half due to me and my brother and William telling you the truth on our news channel. So we will be here for till the July 17th. And the thing is normally on the second strike, they give us about 2 weeks, but for some reason they did a month and a half on us. So tell everybody you know, and I'll be trying to get everybody the message to come over here. And there's a good possibility we'll lose Investigator News too. Boys, glad to be back. Oh, I'm so glad to be back in the studio. So, oh boy, let's um uh I'm gonna get on to the wild horses because boy, I the whole thing with the wild horses, I'm big on it, and it's really it upsets me because they kill them for horse meat and burro meat. If you guys can adopt a burro or horses from the BLM in Nevada and other places, Nevada, Northern California, California, Arizona, please do because they have overabundance of, they have a set amount they can only do. And if they can't, the overabundance, they have to kill. And even Willie Nelson stepped in and took a bunch of them over the last few years. So, folks, you've got to jump in. And if you have a ranch anywhere in the United States, please take these burros and these horses because now they're being sent to slaughter. And what they do is the BLM goes with the black helicopters and they shoot them. And then they go through and they collect them up. And this is BLM, folks, but what they only have a set amount they will allow in the Nevada area. And so and I did a report on this every year. And they shoot them and they send them off to be processed for meat. And whether we take them or they send it to the UK, where they do eat a lot of burro and horse meat. Um, Go look at Willie Nelson's where he saves the horses and the burros. We got to stop the BLM from doing this. What is wrong with too many? How many is too many? Is it two? Is it 10? Is it 20? Is it 30? Is it 50? You know what? How much is too many? Yeah, Susan, you found us. I was hoping everybody would find us, and I didn't think they would do us like this. But they definitely banned us for a month and a half. So I do want to get on to the latest earthquakes. And boy, I was surprised because first we got hit with Hawaii, then it was the islands, then it was Southern California. And I'm very concerned that with everything. Okay, so I got it right there. There we go. And three within 45 minutes. Uh, we had um, we had the one in Volcano, Hawaii, 3.0. We had one in Southern California, Pine Valley, 3.0. And then there was one in Puerto Rico, 3.0. How odd is it that three of them were 3.0? Now, the rest of them were fives, 5.1. So we had 5.1 in Tonga. We had 5.0 in the Loyalty Islands. We had 5.2 in Guam, which we haven't, wow, we haven't had one in Guam in a very long time. Yeah, I'm going to have to let everybody know again. I keep saying if you are on, Susan, thank you for that. I'm subscribed to this channel, so I got the ringtone that you were on. Um, and those that are, I'm gonna have to let them know on YouTube, on Facebook. I'm sorry, that if they're on YouTube, they're gonna have to find me on Investigator News Network. And I did the appeal, and I told them that why are they looking through my videos? Because this was a video from about 6 months ago that they banned me on. And so I've got lawyers, and they said, well, if we can get them to send us the day of when they took you out, if we could find out what they were looking at, um, the strike itself, the community standards for that day, and we asked them for all of that from my lawyers, and they said appeal denied. They're not going to give me the info because they're searching my videos. So, folks, if you want to watch any of my videos from, I'm going to say 2 to 3 weeks on, I'm deleting every one of them so they can't search my videos. I'm sorry that has happened. And happy birthday to Karen. She's in the room, and she says, thank everybody for the birthday wishes. Happy birthday, Karen. And you missed it. I done talked about what I was sending you. And Karen, you're going to get my newest. I have two iPads. One has a cord, one doesn't. I said I'd send it to her and she'd have to get a cord. But we took a vote on it here at Investigator News, and we're going to send her the one with the cord. So Karen's going to get a brand new iPad for her birthday. Happy birthday, Karen. William, I hope you found us. As you can see, we've been banned for a month and a half. Oh boy. All right, so we have the earthquakes. Now we have the one that's still there for Volcano, Hawaii, 3.0. The one in Southern California is a 3.0 in Pine Valley. And then the other one was a 3.0 in Puerto Rico. 3.0, 3.0, 3.0. Wow. All right. So the biggest ones, we're looking at 5.1 in Tonga. We are looking at Loyalty Islands, 5.0. I'm going to hit the big ones, 5.2, Guam, of all places. Senator Johnson, there's an earthquake in Guam. The island could flip. We need to move everybody to one side and see if it flips. I'm having fun with everybody. I'm glad to be back. Are you on? Yes, I am on, Miss Linda in Illinois. Good to see you. Linda G. I'm going to have to send her a message and say, where you been? I see her on there, and I think she's working on a book. All right, so we have one up in Coral Islands, 4.4. Now, On the, we call the bird head, 5.1. Um, we had one in Nicaragua, 4.3. So you say, what does this all mean? Well, I looked at the volcanoes, and we have one in Guatemala, one in Mexico, one in Alaska that they're looking at. But more and more, we're seeing the volcanoes come alive, folks. Um, and you say, what about the one that should have happened in California? Well, we had a bunch in California. So we had a Prattville, California, 2.7. We had one in Peak, Nevada. That was a 2.6. We had one in Pinos, Tres Pinos, 2.6. And then, of course, the recent one in Pine Valley, 3.0. Then we go over to Wyoming, 3.9. It did have the city earlier, but now it just says Wyoming. You know, I agree with Dutchins when they want to hide stuff, they do. And what is it with Wyoming that they don't want us to see? Is it the um, is it that we have nuclear launchers in there, or is it that we are having um, earthquakes close to these launchers? Where I'm going to keep an eye on it and see what I've been able to find out. Then we had one in Oklahoma. So Karen and Susan, here we go. It's going to head to the East Coast once again. Then we had one down in Nicaragua, 4.3. We had one in Argentina, 4.6. A lot of these were 5.0s earlier. We have one in Greece, 4.1. So they have went down, and that concerns me because they don't go down, they go up. Normally they go threes to fours to fives, and then we have a six, and then we have the big one. Well, now we're seeing a 3.0s went to 4.0s. Now they're going back down instead of up. To me, this is and folks, I know I don't like to get political. This is, I think, earthquake wars. So, hello to William, of course. All right, so we had one over in Indonesia, Bengkulu, 4.1. We had one in Bandar, 4.8. See what I mean? When I looked earlier, it was 5.1, 5.2, 5.5. How do they drop? They usually increase. And I think that in between China, Russia, the United States, and even Europe, we're having a earthquake war. And this is, and you say, how does this happen? It's with HAARP. Please watch Angels Don't Play That Harp with Begich. Uh, I really do think a lot of our viewers need to watch it and decide for themselves. Is this earthquake wars, or is this earthquakes that are increasing around the world? All right, so boy, um, we have California beaches, and I really didn't want to bring that up. I mean, if I could do the video, California beaches, and it's only due to the rising of the oceans and more beach erosion. But it's happening not just in California, but Oregon, Washington, and all along the East Coast. They did say this was going to happen with climate. What I think is it's more hurricanes, and the more that we see rough seas, we see beach erosion. Now, I lived in California most of my life, so I have seen this since the 70s. And the beach erosion happened, and they didn't say climate change in the 70s. They said um, due to um, the waves coming in and out, in and out, in and out, it takes the beach away. And they said eventually um, we would see the beach all the way up to where the houses start. So I'm not for the climate change. I'm more for beach erosion due to it naturally happens over the years. So happy birthday, Karen. Yeah, somebody sing happy birthday to her. I tried to, boy, you should have seen the thing I sent her in private message. Ooh, I hope it made her blush. Karen, did it make you blush? Did you go, oh my God, what'd she send me? I can't tell you what it is, but it had to do with a male stripper. So yeah, I'll leave it to you guys to let your imagination um, go with you. It wasn't bad. I was tastefully done, but it was. Karen, what did you think of it? It sure did. Did you laugh or did you blush? Or did you go, oh my God, what did she send me? Yeah. All right. So on this day in history, June 2nd, 1953, Queen Elizabeth is crowned London's Westminster Abbey. She was so young, folks. And then we're getting people in here. So hopefully we need to bring people over from investigators two to here. Let everybody know. I'm gonna put a little message there because we've been banned. We got a strike. Frivolous stuff. They're looking through my videos. Yeah, I mean, get this. They banned me for a Skeeter joke. Yeah, it says, skeeters, you just light them on fire. I got to be careful. It was a joke, a skeeter joke. Now they are banning us over frivolous info that's true that I could back up. Um, I, I'll just go with that. I don't want to get too far into this. So on this day, June 2nd, 1953, Queen Elizabeth is crowned. And I think she was crowned at 15, 16 years old. She was very young, folks. Um, Extreme weather can make pets anxious. Um, and we have to, for those around hurricane areas, I know we have so many viewers around the world, whether you're in Indonesia or even here in the Gulf or the East Coast. We really do need to worry about our pets. And, whoops. Um, oh, crap. All right, here we go. Y'all heard me say the wrong word there. All right, so here we are with the pets. And um, I'm gonna back this up. The kitty cat in the window, and hurricanes and our pets. Okay. Um, and folks, a lot of those in Florida, they leave their pets at the house because they can't take them with them. They look at emergency shelter or they're on the roof and they're like, oh, I'll come back and get the pets. Um, Try to, if you're in Florida along the East Coast and the Gulf, start looking at that because now we are into hurricane season. And, I hope everybody has in these certain areas looked into of what to do with their pets. Don't, I couldn't even imagine leaving my beloved pets, whether cat, bird, hamster. Make sure that you take your pets with you. Don't leave them there because if you love them, you're not going to leave them. They're like your kids. So be sure to look into if you're along, and this is only for those in hurricane areas. Sometimes it goes inward, like we even had Katrina come up this far. But look into what to do with your pets. Look into where your nearest shelter is. This is hurricane season, even a tornado season. So even tornadoes, folks, look at where you're supposed to go and um, and so prepare for your pets. Now, Susan has a really good question down here. Let me pull this up. Do you know if the Florida seaweed is with flesh-eating bacteria? No, it. The only thing they have found with flesh-eating bacteria is a weird type of zombie drug that has hit the United States. I'm not sure if it's fentanyl or if it's something else. They call it the zombie drug, and it does eat the flesh and it does make them into zombies, they say. And a lot of it's in Florida. And they're what gets me is you would think DeSantis would get on there and say, no, no, folks, it's not this seaweed coming in because Susan, think on this. It comes in every year. I'm going to put her thing back up. This seaweed comes in every year, and it goes red water. Boy, I have to look over this. I might take her down. It comes in every year, and it's not flesh eating. It is the drugs and the chemicals they put in these drugs that's flesh eating. So don't be worried about that. If you want to go to Florida and think, oh, they're going to blame it on something else, it's because that's what the some politicians want you to believe. That way, it gets you from going to Florida, and it keeps you from vacationing there. And it's only to hurt DeSantis. And the seaweed is every year either to have weird green, brown come in, or it's red and it turns the water look like blood. Now it's green. They're trying to figure out where the green is coming from. They don't not sure if it is someone put something in the water to make it green, or if it's another type of algae that's coming in. Now, as far as I know, Susan, I'd feel, and those wanting to go to Florida or Orlando or Disney, uh, everything that's down there that Florida has to offer, go. Just go ahead and go because it is more of the zombie drugs that heroin addicts are stuck to. So, does that answer your question? I hope, Susan. Um, Go to Florida, have a good time. That's all I have to say is go to Florida, have a good time, and see if that algae is around because really it's not good for you and it will make you sick. Go to a beach that doesn't have it. There's so many beautiful beaches in Florida. Go have a good time. Go to Orlando and go to Disneyland and everything that Florida has to offer. All right. Yeah, go for it. Go for it. South Carolina, North Carolina. I went to Myrtle Beach. Me and Karen did. We had a wonderful time. Um, but don't fear the algae because it's worse this year. It's a seaweed, lots of it, and really give them a couple weeks, and I think they'll have it all taken care of. But the flesh eating is the zombie drug. And I usually do that on my new show. So if you want to know more about the zombie drug, you might have to catch one of my shows. All right, so let's move on. Now, here in Arkansas, we had a treat. We had a big treat. What it was, a Space X Dragon capsule passed by Arkansas, and many were able to capture it. And I'm not going to play the video, I'm just going to show you that we seen the streak. And let me, I'm getting better at this. So, Little Rock, it was a large, bright line caught in the sky. And this is something that we is basically, you do see it. Sometimes you don't. But it is a satellite that is seen every so often. And so Arkansas was actually able to catch it as it went by. So I thought that was so cool. Now we've had other things happen in Arkansas this week, but I wasn't here for it. You guys know I was in Nashville, and go back and watch my Nashville shows. I think me and William are going to do a show on Greyhound. We're going to put everything together because there's more stuff coming out. There's been some lawsuits due to migrants. So, and the migrants being bussed in on a Greyhound. So keep an eye on if you're interested in that with me and William doing a show over the next few weeks once we get all the info together. All right, so you want a lighthouse? Yeah, do you ever dream of owning a White House? Well, they're selling them very cheap now along the East Coast. They don't have anybody they could pay to maintain them. So if you're looking for a great, different home on the coast and you want to maintain a lighthouse, uh, start looking at your real estate, or get a hold of a real estate agent and say, I heard there are lighthouses that they're selling. Either it could be free. It could be free. Something different. Boy, I'm loving all this stuff. All right. Uh there did you guys hear about the team that decided to jump in with the Sharks? They said, yeah, do it, guy. He jumped in and disappeared. Now they haven't found him yet, and they said if he jumped in shark infested waters, more than likely they eat slowly. Boy, I hate to be graphic. They eat slowly off of people. They bite them, and they swim away and they come back. The sharks. So they're thinking he got swept off to the ocean and possibly drowned. But who? Boy, I tell you, it's he probably got eaten. Well, we don't know. He could have drowned. As they said, if he got swept off to the ocean, then more than likely he sucked in too much water and drowned. Now, I haven't heard they found him yet, but who does that? Yeah, everybody dare me. I'm on a lot of liquor and I'm going to jump into shark infested waters and hopefully I don't get bit. Um, you know, stick with eating cinnamon. Remember it was cinnamon, the Tide Pods? Why aren't they doing that stuff no more? Why did they say, "Hey, we dare you to jump in with the sharks"? Yeah, you sharks are going to bite you. So they haven't found him yet, and his friends dared. Yeah, that's what I was saying, losing. They called off the search. Yeah, they don't know where he's at, but he jumped in. Now, did he jump in and then disappear because he wanted to? We don't know, but I bet here in the next week or two, if they if he doesn't wash ashore, they might find him. But if they called off the search, more than likely he's been, oh boy, I hate to say shark meat, shark feed, shark food. Um, why would he do that? You know, even if you're drunk, you're still not going to stick your toe in the water if you know piranhas are in there. That's just kind of, yeah, uh, stupid. Yeah. This is why I think we need to get a handle on um, spring break, because they get drunk and they dare each other to do things. And, spring break, it depends on where you're from. When your class, college, or high school goes down to Florida or even the islands, Puerto Rico and Panama, this was off the coast of Panama. So, um, tell your kids if they're going to go down there, don't do dares, don't do stupid. Oh man, I mean I would just die if my son was alive, my daughter to go to spring break. Look what happened to the girl that disappeared off the islands, and she ended up dead. More and more, we are having more problems with spring break. Now this isn't the only one though, folks. The only dare. They are saying that at least 1 to 10% of all the spring breakers that go down week to week to week, 1 to 10%, there's coming up dead due to dares, or even initiations to get into colleges, or even just a dare. Um, don't tell your kids, don't go for this. Don't go for this. Um, the cruise ships scare me, Linda. Susan, I'm sorry, because they're saying there is a good possibility of 0.01% chance when you go on a cruise that you could disappear. Now, and I hope my sister and one of her in-laws don't mind, but they got on one of these cruise ship, and they had a woman that was after them, got mad. I don't know what they, just looking at them or something was said, but this woman was gonna hurt them over this. Uh, and why? Well, I could tell you why. I think it's the woke and too many people that are given the opportunity just to get into people's faces and think it's okay. Um, but I don't know. I don't know. uh, Boy, it just what has happened. Everybody. Uh, I not even just my news, but here on the show and even mainstream media is saying what is going on with this world, and it's not the United States; it's the whole world itself of what is going on. Why are these people doing this? Oh, all right. So, um, panthers. They keep finding panthers either shot, and they found the newest one in Florida that was killed along the highway. And they're saying less and less panthers are um, being counted. And we're starting to lose our panther populations, even in Florida. I know we have a few here in Arkansas. We've had a few black panthers. Now, as far as I know, we haven't found dead ones. But and then you start moving up into the states, we're finding that the panther population has decreased. Um, Folks, don't shoot them. Just go, unless you are in danger, because we have got to save the black panthers. The world's gone crazy. Yeah, boy. Um, and there's been a recall on Jaguars, about close to 10,000. And they're saying if you have a Jaguar, don't park next to any structures because they're catching fire and they can't put them out that easily. How many times have we heard about this now? It's like car after car, or makers of car after car after car. We are hearing more. Don't park them in your carport. Don't park them next to your house. Now they're saying Jaguars don't don't even park them anywhere next to buildings, and that's happening a lot with these electric batteries. And I do have to say that a lot of the electrical system, the lithium, the cobalt, the batteries, all of it's the same thing. I don't care if it's a Jaguar or a Ford. Every single one of them has now come forward with recalls of batteries and fires that cannot be put out. Now, um, they have been doing these recalls on these batteries and saying they're um, uh, hard to put out for about 8 years. What if, boy, I hate to be conspiracy theory, but this is my own opinion. What if the Paradise fires or the fires in California they just couldn't put out with cars, that they didn't go back and look to see if they were electric cars or gas cars, because more and more we are seeing these cars unable to put out with the fire department, and they burn longer and they burn really super hot and more. I've done at least 3 recalls that say don't park them next to your house or a building or next to other cars, because your insurance, now get this, if you have an electric car, no matter, I don't care what it is now, folks, if you park them next to another car in a parking lot, if you burn the cars next to you, your insurance is going to have to pay for it. And you don't think it's going to go through the roof, your insurance? I'm expecting to see increases in insurances as we are forced to buy more of these cars. Stick with gas, folks. Don't burn your house down. Don't, because you have to park them on the street. You can't park them if you go to a place where you work and you have to put them in the garages or the parking underground or above ground. They're going to now, they say, start advising against it. And they said you may have to walk 5 miles to work because you can't park next to the buildings. Oh boy. All right, so we're getting down to the end of, boy, I should be calling William right now. William, hang on there. Yeah, hang on, William. All right, so I'm going to do a few of these. And these are, you know, they say stupid questions. Yeah, but sometimes it makes sense. Like, a stitch in time saves 9. 9 what? Did anybody's grandma ever tell them what saves what time? What is a stitch in time? And it saves 9 what? I mean, 9 lives with cats. I don't think it's to save your cat, but we never know. After they make styrofoam, what do they ship it in? Well, we know they just put it in a box. All right. Are there are there un are there any unguided missiles? We got guided missiles. Are there any unguided? Probably so, huh, William? Before they invented the drawing boards, what did they go back to? Can you buy an entire chess set in a pawn shop? Crime doesn't pay. Does that mean my job is a crime? Some would say, YouTube would say, yeah. All right, so um, a scarecrow, does it got a brain? The Tin Men got a heart. The lion got courage, and Dorothy got a home. So what did Toto get? I don't know. What do batteries run on? What do chickens think we taste like? What do sheep count when they can't get to sleep? What do we call a French kiss in France? What do you call a bedroom with no bed in it? What do you call a male ladybug? what do we call male ballerinas? Macho. I won't say because I'll get us um I'll get us trouble. What are imitation rhinestones? So, all right. So that is it for today, and it's Friday. We'll be back on schedule on Monday, and William's got a lot of trivia. Not a lot of trivia, but he's got trivia tonight. And so I'll be calling him and getting him on the phone, and we will be looking at trivia and news. And boy, I got some good info for you tonight. And then next week we are back. We will be here strong with lots of good shows. So with that, you guys take care. And if you know anybody that doesn't know we're on network now, please let them know. And hopefully we'll get everybody from Investigator News to News Network. Have a wonderful weekend, and God bless.